had a special surprise visit from my fisherman this weekend. Chris flew in from California all the way to Wilmington, North Carolina for a short 3-day weekend. It was wonderful. And in this episode, I'm going to share ways that I learned how to be more present and how I maximized our quality time so you can too. I'm Megan, host of the Partners of Commercial Fishermen podcast. This show is dedicated to girlfriends, fiancés, and wives of commercial fishermen to connect and feel less alone. As we know, this lifestyle isn't for the faint of heart. So this is our space in the world to discuss the highs and lows of being in a romantic relationship with a fisherman. Because it's different than being a family member or friend. It just is. Join in to laugh, vent, and share stories with others who get your lifestyle. So what are you waiting for? Let's dive in. Hey POCFs, and welcome back to another episode of the Partners of Commercial Fishermen podcast. I'm Megan Waldrop, and today I'm doing a quick episode that was voted on members of our community. This past weekend, I had an amazing surprise visit from my fisherman. Chris took the weekend off from fishing spiny lobsters at the Channel Islands in California and came to visit me at our home in Wilmington, North Carolina. So I just wanted to note to y'all some of the things that I noticed over the weekend that really helped me feel grounded and stay present and maximize that quality time with my fishermen. Because I think a lot of partners of commercial fishermen understand, and families understand, that the transitions home from the end of a season can be a little bumpy, if you will. It can be awkward. And it can be a time where you take things personal, even though you shouldn't. Not to use that word should, but there is no need to feel that way. And I know that that's a pain point that a lot of us experience and isn't really discussed. So, but this was a kind of a fun little litmus test. The fact that he was only in town for 3 days gave me an entirely new perspective. So I'm just going to dive in and tell you what I felt was super helpful, and hopefully it will help you too. Okay, the first thing is to remain calm. And I know that y'all know what I'm talking about. All is good. And it was funny because Chris called me when he was in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is about an hour and a half plane ride, from gate to gate, an hour and a half trip. He gave me an hour and a half heads up, which I was super stoked about. My sister-in-law had encouraged him to give me a heads up, and I really, really appreciated it. It's not that it would have been fine if he showed up, but I did appreciate it because the first 3 thoughts that came to my head were, am I showered? How does the house look? And what are the plans this weekend? In that order. It was hilarious. It wouldn't matter anyway. He's always welcome home, of course. But as a partner of a commercial fisherman and his wifey, I really want to show up for my fisherman, and I'm really excited for him, and I want to give him a great home experience as well. So, the thing is, there is no pressure. Only do what you can if you get a little heads up that they are coming last minute. Don't only do what you want. They're coming home to spend time with you and to be in their home and not in the boat. So it doesn't matter. All is good in the hood. So I just wanted to throw that one down there. Number 2 is to remember to allow them time to adjust to get back home, and also allow yourself that grace as well. I was able to do this by sticking to my morning routine. I am an early riser. I love waking up around 5, maybe earlier sometimes. About 2/3 of the year, I'll say that I do this. And I go and I practice yoga and meditation, and I have a quiet morning. I play meditation music and make coffee or tea or whatever. And that is my time to feel grounded before I start the day, whether Chris is there or not. So I do this 365 days a year if I can. That was huge for me when he came back, because it also gave me my purpose. I still have my life. It's still going on. And also gave him a time to sleep in, relax without me kind of poking in to see if he's awake yet. Because, you kind of do feel like a kid on Christmas morning when you get to see your fisherman whenever you don't expect it. It's like the best present ever. Yet also sticking to your routine, and that is part of the self-care that we really need as partners of commercial fishermen, to have something that we can rely on throughout this volatile industry that we're a part of, and this crazy, amazing, adventurous lifestyle that we lead. So also, okay, let's dive into the next thing. Okay. Have a stock of your favorite snacks and food. Now, I realize that's easier said than done. I had a fridge full and a pantry full because I had guests for the weekend. My nephew and my parents were coming over for a Halloween sleepover, which was definitely happening no matter what. So I did have food, which was great, but it also gave me a better realization of how to feel prepared next time. So here are ideas for non-perishable snacks to have on hand in your pantry that our community members recommend. And you can also use these for care packages. Trail mix and nuts, dried fruit, protein bars, jerky, power snacks, canned or tinned fish, of course, preferably if they caught it, of course, popcorn, roasted seaweed. And you could also have favorite beverages in the storage or cooling in a special part of the fridge. I also love to have Chris's favorite bread. It's our favorite bread on hand. So I buy several loaves at a time and stick them in the freezer. That way I can just pull it out immediately and toast it if I need it, or it thaws out really quickly. Everything, like I said, everything besides the beverage and the bread. Actually, the bread would work. But you could totally use those in the care packages. And I'm going to put a link in the show notes that shows you a guide on how to send a care package so it will get to your fishermen in remote areas, because I know that can be an issue. Okay, so another food that you can have readily available, as I mentioned before, is fish or seafood in the freezer, because it's super easy to defrost, and it's nutritious and it's amazing, and we know that and we love it. Super bonus points if you have a frozen casserole or pre-made meal or dessert in your freezer. That is my goal of life. I don't know why casseroles speak to my heart, but they do. And I want to master having casseroles available. So that's why I'm throwing it out there. Shout out to the casserole making POCFs and peeps out there. This is also a great way you could make their favorite cookies and stick it in the freezer, and you can literally just slice it as you'd like and bake when desired. Okay, this one was helpful. I say gently organize their things. Gently organize, if they're open to you doing that, whenever they're gone. I did this when Chris had first left for California. I just went in his closet and I just kind of rearranged things. I didn't go too deep, but just gave it space to breathe. And I realized I'm so happy I did that, because when he came home, he had a place to put his things, he had a room, and it also had a door to shut. So my OCD-ness, or my I neat freakness that I have, I know, I'm working on it. It was also nice because I visually did not have to look at it. Do you know what I mean? Also, yes, I say Chris's closet because we are two adults. We live in a home. My office is my closet and dressing room area. And I gave him our master bedroom closet. Very small little, 1942 cottage home closets, if you will. But it is nice to have the space to have his things, I will say. Okay, and then if possible, be flexible to rearrange your plans, and this will help you be more present. I realize that we already know this as partners of commercial fishermen. That is something that just is part of our lifestyle. We have to remain in the flow. And this is just another great example of that. I had deadlines I was going to work on for the weekend, but I decided, nope, I'm not even going to think about that. I'm going to focus on this instead and be with Chris and have my morning coffee with him and, just be. It was so great. And if you can, I recommend booking a reservation for lunch or brunch, just the two of you, or find your favorite hole in the wall without family and friends and just hang out. I would also recommend, maybe if you had bigger or challenges that y'all wanted to discuss, like money, financial things like that, like Chris and I did. We briefly went over what we wanted to talk about and then set a time and date that we would pick up on that subject so we could enjoy our time together as we had it this weekend and not have it focused only on things that could bring tension. Money discussions are not always super fun, but we are definitely working on that. But having a time that we were going to dedicate on that made us feel better. And it also helped us, gaze into each other's eyes and be so thankful. And that leads me to the final note, is to be grateful it happened and not sad because it's over. And I know that can be easier said than done. However, when they leave, a big piece feels like it's missing. But if you're grateful for the time, it's just like this bonus love bomb of in the best way possible that you got to experience that you normally wouldn't have. For me, I say this because when Chris is about to leave to go fishing, whether it's in Alaska or this year in California, I feel internally, I start doing a mental countdown in my head. It starts about a month earlier that I, think about him leaving. And then as it gets closer, like 2 weeks, 1 week, it's always there in the front of my mind, and it just kind of weighs down on me. This surprise trip was amazing because I didn't have too much time to prepare in the sense of make up all these stories and make it bigger than what it was. But I also had a chance to be grateful and not have to count down when he was going to leave, because I knew it was going to be short and sweet, but I wanted to be able to just live in that moment. And honestly, all these little things added up to helping me really stay present. And yeah, that is it for today, y'all. I would love to hear what you think. You can connect with me on Instagram via DM, or you can find us at support@pocfpride.com. And there's also, a blog full of helpful resources, as well as funny, humorous, real life stories from myself and others in the community that you can totally relate to. That is on POCFpride.com. It's meganwaldrop.com, same thing. POCFpride.com will take you to the same treasure chest of goodies. So yeah, that's all for today, POCFs. I'm so thrilled to continue to be able to speak with you, and I appreciate you so much for listening. And thank you for this recommendation on this podcast episode. I'm always open to hearing your feedback on what you want to learn more about or any resources that can be helpful. So as always, you know where to reach me and tell me how I can help you. I'm here for you. And remember, you're not alone. Till next time. I so appreciate you being here. There really is nothing like speaking to the commercial fishing community and those who support it. And not only that, the actual partners of commercial fishermen, the girlfriends, fiancés, wives, and partners, because it truly is a totally different, unique experience that no one can understand except other POCFs. So thank you so much for listening. And if you would like to support our community even further, you can tap the subscribe button, share with family and friends, post on socials, or write a review. The reviews would be so incredibly helpful for others to see that we're out there and we can get all up in their algorithm to see that they're not alone. You know how it is. And if you're a POCF looking for more resources on how to navigate this unique lifestyle, things from long distance dating to motherhood advice, you can visit POCFpride.com. That's POCFpride.com, and we can't wait to meet you. I need to take a minute to shout out our private forum. It is just getting better and better every day, and I want to take a moment to tell you about how incredible it is. So our private forum is a VIP members-only community with POCFs. It's for you to connect with other partners of commercial fishermen around the world whenever you want, need, or seek support. And the bonuses are that this is the only way that you get access to monthly Zoom calls to connect with other members on topics that are important to you, private podcast series where I publish behind closed doors conversations from guests that you've heard on this podcast. And let me tell you, that's when the tea is spilled. That is the good stuff. It's where they feel comfortable to speak to other POCFs because they are as well. And it's just real nice. Easy to navigate topics so you can join or start conversations with other POCFs as you please. There's no searching and figuring out what people have been talking about. Everything is beautifully categorized. You can jump in to getting married to a fisherman, mom advice, the list goes on and on. This is also the place that you can ask questions or vent with love without judgment. We know you love your fishermen. We also know that it can be tough sometimes with this lifestyle. You can talk to us and we'll never judge you. This is your safe space. This is also this is the place that you have the ability to ask me questions, seek advice, or get feedback. And this is the only way to currently reach me directly. I'm so excited and proud and I'm amazed about how this community has grown. And this is the best way for us all to commune. It's just social medias and emails are kind of getting out of control. And I would love to have our personal connection in this forum. So this is where you can reach me. There's also private resources from money management to mental health, you name it. It's going to be ongoing, added, juicy memory bank of resources constantly for forum members. There's also quarterly virtual events with trusted professionals that focus on the lifestyle challenges that we have and how to overcome them. And you also get first access to annual in-person events and to hang out with your fish sisters in real life, y'all. So if you want to check it out, you can go to meganwaldrop.com/private-forum, and there is the beautiful landing page for you to learn all about these goodies and how to become a member too. We really, really cannot wait to meet you. And if you have any questions, you can email me and my team at support@meganwaldrop.com. I got you. Thanks for listening today. Being here means you're a part of the POCF family, and we wouldn't be a community without you. I'm Megan, and this is the Partners of Commercial Fishermen podcast. As always, much love, POCF pride, and remember, you are not alone.